What is up, DTube? So today I want to talk a little bit about HEX coming back to May levels. I talk about price. Wow. So I'm gonna go to hex.live and check it right now. But last time I checked, it was 0.0047, which was same price as May the 31st. On June the 1st, it went down to it kind of went down to 44. But yeah, we were at 47 today. So let's go to hex.live and kind of see where it's currently at. Okay, so at the moment it's down to 46.3. But if you want to know, one of the main reasons why it kind of pumped was because what I talked a little bit about a couple of days ago, it kind of happened. And what I talked about was maybe we will see ETH to $400. That was when ETH was maybe $265. Now ETH is $307. So ETH is pumping. Yeah, it seems like ETH is gonna pump pretty hard, and nobody knows what the ETH price is gonna do, but I'm gonna take some coffee here. So, okay, so what's interesting here? Well, what is kind of interesting is the ETH 2.0 testnet or whatever now it is coming on August the 4th, but we're not even close to August the 4th. It's above a week until we see August the 4th, and we're already at $306. I mean, it somewhat seems like it's going to go to $400 at least, maybe even $500. Yeah, because ETH 2.0 testnet and stuff like that, it may be pretty big news. And we saw, I think 2018, that summer, ETH pumped pretty hard, I think, if I can recall, and that was without ETH 2.0. And now when it's above a week until ETH 2.0 and we're already seeing it pumping so hard, that's pretty interesting. So, because it seems like, okay, would it really go back down again? I don't think so. Like, it doesn't really seem very likely. Yeah, it doesn't really seem very likely, you know? So, okay, that's pretty interesting. So, okay, so we're back to May levels. So, okay, 47, 46, 47 is kind of May levels. So May, the top in May, it was 64, 0.0064. I mean, and I checked out how much more until, or how further away are we from the all-time high? Well, it was only 26% down from 47. So that is extremely interesting if you ask me, because it's like May was the top, and seems like what I talked a little bit about a few days ago, that July wouldn't be that interesting. It would be more probably August that's going to be more interesting, especially late August. That seems to be kind of coming true. So we are at 1.2 billion market cap at the moment, and I looked on Nomics, and it seems like we're going to pass Tron if we go up maybe $50 million more market cap. And also that we would pass, I think, Monero if we would have went up like $100 million market cap, and then we would be top 16 crypto. Actually, I think we are top 18 right now on Nomics, and I think a coin market cap would be maybe top 15 crypto if we would pump like $100 million or $200 million. But again, they don't list us in the top list, which is kind of shady, to be honest. So, and we're soon down to we're down to 17%, 17.15% locked hex. So we're soon gonna hit 16% locked only. What that means is the more that thing goes down, the current lock rate, that basically means the staker class makes even more interest yearly. So if you look at the basic stake over here, I can see it says 32.57% API at the moment, and the total percentage yield is currently 7,200%, up from maybe like 6,000% a few weeks ago. I mean, that is pretty interesting, to be honest. Like, that is very, very cool. So yeah, I mean, approaching $2 billion market cap in most likely a couple of weeks. Very, very interesting level. Extremely interesting level, because I think the coin market cap is even going to start to consider, okay, should we really gatekeep this more? Because if they gatekeep it super much more, and then it just pops up in the top 5 list, or as like top 5 crypto, something like that, maybe that's not that good brand for CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, when people want to know why they gatekept this for so long, and then why they suddenly show it in the top list, because they knew what they were doing. They knew that they censor it on purpose, and that's very wrong. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people are very pissed off about that, because they don't do this nonsense with other coins. It's a lot of nonsense coins in the top 100 coin market cap. Like, if you look at the list, top 100, so much nonsense. Coin market cap, why are you only listing nonsense? And it's like, it's cool. Do you want to list nonsense? Cool. But list a legit project also in the top 100. It's just wrong, man. Like, it is wrong what you're doing. This is not what would happen in the real world. Like, yeah, it's weird, man. Someone is responsible for that. Gatekeeping HEX. Someone is. And it's pretty bad. Actually, it's very bad, to be honest. Because you're making so a lot of people, you're not helping people. You're not helping humans. So yeah, you're making humans' life worse. It's basically harming humans, because what you're doing is like you're exposing them to projects that are worse, and it's harming people, and it's not good, man. It's not a good business to be in. Okay, so I'm very curious how people are gonna be in. I mean, when we are at half a cent again, which we're very close to, if we're at 46, 47 at the moment, 46 now. I'm very curious how people are gonna react when we are at half a cent, because there are a few key price points which I think makes the general population react a lot. One of them is half a cent, another one is 1 cent, another one probably is maybe 5 cents or something like that. Yeah, it's all very, very interesting price points. Maybe another one is like 35 cents, because that's like, oh, it's only a 3x from a dollar. And then when people start talking about the dollar, then usually they start to project further into the future. And a lot of smart hexagons, they already started to project way earlier, like a couple of months ago, or maybe even in December 2019, they started to consider the long-term projections of HEX beyond the launch phase. And that is probably why they got involved so early, because they kind of looked at the projections, they saw how the share price worked, and they kind of liked that idea of a share price, and they see like how it's like exponential, right? The HEX is not exponential, like the inflation is not exponential, but the way the share price works and how new guys are getting less shares, that is that's exponential. And that is one of the most interesting things about this game, and how much more the long-term guys get in the long run. So these guys that are used taking short, maybe 3 years, they are really not getting anything compared to the 10-year guys. I mean, really, they're really not getting that much. So we have a lot of interesting stuff happening with DeFi. a lot of interesting development with Uniswap. It's really cool with Uniswap how we see these tokens. I saw one token, I think it was the Polkadot token, that kind of pumped, what was it, 160x in 30 days or so. Thanks to Uniswap. Thanks to having an exchange that actually works pretty amazing. And how people can plug into this decentralized exchange Uniswap, and you could start a token from zero and get access to all this liquidity. And when you have a huge liquidity network, you can kickstart new things fairly fast. Now, we couldn't do this with centralized exchanges. Now, if you look at Uniswap volume compared to the Binance DEX, you see that the Binance DEX is only getting $1 million or $2 million per day in volume, while the Uniswap DEX gets around $30 million. So you can see that Ethereum decentralized exchanges is really taking over. And as you know, with HEX, the best experience of HEX is using Uniswap. Going from stablecoins or Ethereum to HEX is pretty nice, or going to other ERC20 coins. Yeah, Uniswap and decentralized exchanges opens up for very interesting in DeFi, because what's interesting with Ethereum is the smart contract aspect. And yeah, we're seeing these yield farming systems and a lot of this stuff that may not be the best projects, but they're bringing new people into the space. I have seen on YouTubers again, it somewhat seems like summer of 2017 when, yeah, we're seeing more and more guys now starting to make YouTube videos again, very high quality YouTube videos. And they're talking, and many of these videos are 20 minutes long, and they are very professional. And I like, especially with this run, I would call it, this is the HEX run actually, even though people are talking around HEX a lot. But I enjoy with the crypto influencers this time around how they're not talking that much about Bitcoin, because it's somewhat they sort of in some ways probably kind of understands it, that Bitcoin is not really where the most interesting stuff is happening right now. So people want yield, right? And they're seeing these coins like Polkadot, that coin that made 16,000% in 30 days, and they see like, yeah, I'm probably not going to do that in Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, you use a 10x in Bitcoin, that would be like 1,000%. This Polkadot coin made 16,000%, okay? I mean, if you're just looking at it, it seems like you can just get more gains in some low cap coin, some DeFi coin, and I think HEX is the best DeFi coin, but people like to experiment with other coins too. And I mean, hey, if you got into this Polkadot coin 30 days ago, you would make more in short period of time in that coin instead of HEX. But in long term, I think HEX is going to outperform. But yeah, so you have this new money coming in again, this new kind of speculation bubble. And we knew that the last bubble, it was like a short one. I mean, it lasted only like, maybe we could say it lasted like 12 months or so. I mean, if you take the 2017 year, maybe you could say it just lasted 1 year, because 2018 was not really that romantic. But I think with this DeFi thing, since these smart contracts are like printing new coins all the time, and it's not even dependent on humans anymore, it seems like this is just going to be an ongoing thing that's just going to keep on going. So, because the last run was more on promises, and you had all these projects that said they were going to do a bunch of things, and then nothing really happened. This is more a smart contract run where people are a little bit wiser than the last time, and this time around people are super skeptical on stuff such as white paper, and yeah, they're just super skeptical on a bunch of nonsense. They also know a lot about a lot of crazy things that happened in the space 2017, 2018, 2019. And now people are a little bit more educated. Like they're not like super smart or something like that, but they are a little bit wiser. And more people somewhat kind of understand more what this industry can do. Now, this is just with the old crypto community. I mean, new people that are coming into this space, they would still be, of course, very, very ignorant to what this industry really is. And because they never had the experience that these 2017, 2018 guys that came in, that kind of experience that they had. So new guys, obviously, they're coming into crypto. They probably don't know that HEX is the best thing because they don't have the experience yet of all of this other sort of nonsense. You can only have like extremely good knowledge when you've been in this industry for maybe 2 or 3 years. So it's like yeah, so it's like very, very interesting. Um, it's cool that we're back to May because then we can kind of break these ideas that people had that, oh, it's crashing, oh, it's crashing, it's not, it's over. I mean, we already had that early in in December. People said we're down 99% or something like that, and this other time they say, oh, it's down 50%, but now it's only down 26% since the all-time high, and maybe soon it's only down like 15% and then 10%, and then you have a new all-time high, and then it's like, what can those guys say then? I mean, they can't really say anything, right? So, and how you have this interesting thing with HEX, which I talked a little bit about in the past, how I think that the higher the price goes in HEX, the more people are gonna look at it as something that is very, very respectable. Because in general, the crypto community should find this project very respectable when they see that the average like stake time is 4.67 years. That's almost 5 years. So the longer time HEX exists and people see that HEX is just here and it just has a high market cap, probably eventually more people are going to become a little bit more interested because they're going to see it more as a respectable crypto. And I mean, we see it like with the crypto ranking, how it soon is a top 10 crypto. And like when it's a top 10 crypto, I mean, there's not that many coins above. So top 5 crypto is an interesting brand. Yeah, you can market that in very, very interesting ways. It is a little bit of a larger challenge when coins are top 50 position or top 100 position. It's really harder for them to brand themselves as something that is like respectable, because we saw what happened with Steam. It was top 5 crypto 2016, now it's sub 100 crypto, and that doesn't look really good, right? You have to look at things in with reality, with your reality glasses, and see, okay, if Steam goes from top 5 crypto to top 100 crypto in 4 years, you have to start to really critically look at, well, something here is not being doing the right way, because if it was done, if the job was done the proper way, it should become like top 1 crypto, because every crypto project should kind of have the goal to become the top 1 crypto, because there's only a few top dogs that you can have that probably is going to make, so most of the value is going to gravitate into them, and people are going to probably ignore most of the other things. So because it's like, if HEX takes the digital gold thing, then why would people also buy Bitcoin? And they're probably not going to do that, because if they already have a digital gold, they don't need a second digital gold. They only want the best digital gold, and Bitcoin can't print interest to holders, so HEX already is a superior digital gold right there from the start. And also how it's built on Ethereum, so you get Uniswap and all of these good stuff. that you never probably will get with Bitcoin. So you have to look at, so you want coins and projects that has the intent to become the top one crypto. Because if they aim for top one, maybe they become like top five or something like that. Because it's a really bad market to try to be like top 70 coin and believe that it's like a stable position to be in, because it's not really a stable position to be in, because with any sort of capitalism market, you always get new entries and new people coming into the space. So you always have to innovate and improve and make your brand stronger, or you're eventually gonna lose market share and market positions to projects that have better community, innovating faster, doing more work. So we see that the hexagons are very, very engaged with the project, and that is one of the key reasons why the project is going up as high. Obviously, also because the smart contract is complete, no promises, no expectations. So everything is basically already done from the smart contract perspective. So people are not waiting for someone else to do something, and that's very, very cool. And that's also probably why people love to follow this project. So at the moment, $250 million locked in hex coins for 4.67 years. That is a long time, and that is a lot of money. That is $250 million. You just consider how amazing that will look when you are above 1 billion. That's gonna look really good, and a lot of people probably going to be very impressed by that, because I mean it's a big number, right? And we know that a lot of people, they're looking at numbers and they're looking at logos, and then they say, oh, I want that, I want that thing, especially if that project also has kind of cool people that is somewhat involved in the project. So that is what I want to talk a little bit about today. August is coming up in a few days, or in like a week or so. And yeah, I think that's going to be a really, really interesting month for Hex, especially because the share price is kind of speeding up also a little bit. And I don't think it's going to slow down, because it's like it's working in exponential ways. So very, very interesting times in the crypto space. Yeah, have a great day, D2.